there's too much confidence there, and I think they undermine a lot of the teams on the website, and I think those teams are going to come out and surprise them.
Wow, they're gonna beat us. Actual can't stand. So
yeah, I don't see them making top 8.
Like no beef or anything. I don't know if the guy's good or not. So
you're predicting? Hold on, you're predicting won't make the finals.
I'm gonna get fucking shit on for this.
So, after months of ambiguity surrounding the details of the next AVPL, we are now only a couple days away from Season 17. From Carney's post breaking a record 200 comments, congratulations Carney, to the infamous EGN Daily Mail exposing Fadi of ordering a kebab during a gang shootout, there's definitely been a lot of talk in these past couple of weeks. However, today I'm joined with some of the biggest names on EGN to get their insight into each team alongside their predictions about all things AVPL Season 17. So before D Grimes calls me brain dead in the comments, let me introduce a fellow Cypriot brother who was wank at Fortnite, but loves the Sydney Roosters as much as he loves his women. One of my favourite guys, it's Mr. Laterbra.
What does ambergugu mean?
Moving on to our second guest, the founder of the Clubs Chat, a former AVPL Team of the Season winner, and the only man on EGN who can pull off a goatee without looking like a pedophile. It's Mezzy. How are you, mate?
I rate that, that's fucking quality.
Third on our list, a legendary manager over at Quality Outfits with over 15 plus team and individual badges. Unfortunately, he does support the smallest club in London, which are Arsenal. It's none other than Connor.
you use the term legend very lightly.
Next up, it's probably the only man on the side who can play for both Diablo and the Empire and somehow still be loved by both. A verified foot sweat and an unbelievable midfielder. It's none other than Akpo.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Fifth on our guest list is someone that I fucking had to send a PSN gift card to because he ended up scoring a hat-trick of tap-ins during an ECL match. A man who was too busy watching TV and playing Rivals during his podcast with Mezzy. However, someone that's well known for his unbelievable goalkeeping and management, it's OG.
Yeah, bro, I bought my 12-month membership.
Now last but definitely not least, part of EGN's Team Australia, EGN New South Wales, and current manager of Azuri, a centre-back that's as hard as Big Cosso, according to EGN Daily Mail. Winner of over 25 plus badges, including numerous AVPL and TOTS, it's none other than Big Dom. Big Dom, how are you?
Yo, what up, man?
Alright, just to get into it quickly, I just want to be asking you boys a couple of questions about sort of your own clubs leading into this AVPL. And I might start off with Mezzy and Play Nation FFA in sort of particular. Obviously, Mezzy, there's been massive changes to the team pre-season, like a bit of a period of uncertainty regarding whether you boys would sort of continue or not. But in typical FFA fashion, you've proved everyone wrong and sort of come back with what is a really strong team. What's your sort of verdict? How's the team going at the minute?
So, I mean, I left and, you know, everything was all right. I was one of the first people to leave. Didn't expect the team to, you know, fucking go the way it did. But then, obviously, the previous comp just went the Cross-Gen Cup. And then, you know, everyone just kind of went their own way. A bit surprising, to be honest. Had, you know, a few messages from good old Alex Charlesy and BMAC and Simmer as well. The three main guys that kind of kept the club together. And then you've got guys like myself and Munt who have kind of now come back for the rebuild. And you've got a couple of half-decent players as well that have also come back as well. You've got Kyle, who's just come from Missouri. And now he's come back to the FFA side. And you've got DeGans as well. He's looking really solid.
Sort of, you boys did make finals last season, especially with yourself. That was sort of your first season at FFA. You ended up finishing higher than the Empire, Razzlers, QO, and the Generals. It's just, do you reckon, what's sort of the ambition for this season? Do you guys want to go a step higher, or are you being a bit more sort of realistic?
Honestly, it's a bit of a hard one because I myself haven't played that much with the team. It's been a fair few times where I've kind of had other life commitments where I've not kind of been able to, you know, gel in with the guys. So when I'm in, there's usually like a few of our guys and then there's a few fill-ins. So I honestly couldn't even tell you kind of like where the ambition's at. I know definitely we'll be aiming top 8, and that's always an FFA aim. But I suppose we'll be taking it from game to game, really. Got a good squad, good hungry squad. And yeah, I guess we'll just see kind of game to game, see how results turn out, and hopefully we can replicate what we did last season.
Obviously, you still got the likes of Simmer, yourself, Midget, BMAC, Charlesy, ADP. You've gained, like you said, Kyle G back from Missouri. Walsh, I saw on your lineup. Who's sort of the player that's impressed you the most?
I mean, I'd probably say Walsh and Gans have been the main two. Walsh is more playing as a defensive type player this season for us, and he's been quite calm and composed on the ball. And DeGans, he's just a fucking hungry pitbull, man. Like, genuinely see the guy just running after the ball, and he just wins it back.
Yeah, not fun to come up against them. But anyway, moving on to generals later, brah. So we know that you left Azuri to join generals this season. I just sort of wanted to clarify a little rumor. I heard that you were playing left wing and Nugsy playing cam. Is that correct?
Yeah, for now. I think eventually I'm going to go to cam and Nugget's going to left wing.
Oh, no. You saying
because you need those. I'm just saying I'm better than him everywhere. But yeah, at the moment I'm left wing at his cam.
That's all right. How's that treating you, boys? Not too bad?
Yeah, good. Especially last 2 nights, we finally got like the team, like everyone playing in their actual positions where we've been before that the past like 2 weeks. It's, I don't know, everyone's playing everywhere, trying to figure out where everyone's best positions are. But last 2 nights, we finally, I think, established where people are going to play, and it's been really good. We've had really good past 2 nights, apart from a 5-0 flogging in the first game I was on tonight to full heavyweights. But no, apart from that game, it's been really good.
Yeah, generals are a bit of a weird one. It's obviously last season they just missed out on finals. Came 9th, 1 point behind 8th place Razzlers. Even
if you
though
tell me anything about last season, I'm not like I'll have no idea.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry if you.
Sorry, what happened last year? Yeah. No, I'm just saying they've sort of obviously struggled, but they've had a massive rebuild. Obviously, bringing in yourself, Nugsy, alongside a couple others. It's sort of, what is the ambition for this year? Where are you guys aiming? 1st, 8th, sort of top 4?
Oh, look, I don't know. We haven't really spoken about it, but I think personally, if you know me, I do want to win it. I don't know if we can. I don't know. I don't know. I think we'll definitely challenge, but I think 2 days into having a couple good sessions, it's not enough to really judge. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't know. I would like to think that we could win it. Definitely top 4. I think we should. Yeah, definitely be challenging top 4.
Sorry, who's sort of the player that's impressed you the most besides Nugsy?
Mate, I think you'll find that. I know Jesse gets put in, every season. Like people predict he's going to get in the golden boot and stuff like that. But I can honestly say, like, especially the past 2 nights, definitely a bit of the old Jesse that's coming out. I definitely think this is his best FIFA, and I'd say 2 FIFAs easily. Yeah, the old roulette master. Definitely, Jesse, I'd say for sure has been. I don't know what I was expecting, but yeah, he's definitely been the most impressive one.
Yeah. Also, just quickly, that defense of yours, it still fucking scares me, especially with Cami Bean goals. Have you boys been able to sort of keep the clean sheets, and how good has the defense been?
Like one night it's really fucking really good, and then the next night it's the thing is, like, tonight we had a lot of lag outs, so I don't know. Last night was really good. That was our first. I'm just judging in the past 2 nights because before that was all experiments. But the past 2 nights we actually got our team sorted, and last night was really good. Like, I think maybe we considered 1 or none. I don't think we considered a goal. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But we played a lot of rivals last night, at least 10, I'd say. And I think maybe we considered a goal. And tonight was just, we had a lot of lag outs, and it wasn't the best tonight. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it will definitely come good come AVPL.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, I know a couple of the boys from last season, Jerome, Brash, Chadinho, ended up finishing 4th highest on the clean sheets. Cami B ended up getting the bronze glove. So I think maybe when AVPL
comes,
AVPL,
everyone really switches off. I think general's that team. Like, I've just come into it now, so I can't really judge on before, but they don't really. It's hard to concentrate in rivals, I think, But
Yeah.
we have been good the past 2 nights. But I think once it comes to AVPL, I think that's when everyone starts sweating.
Yeah, we'll see what generals.
No one cares about rivals anyways. So it's all good playing well in rivals, but if you're gonna choke and start buckling under pressure in actual AVPL games, then rivals aren't gonna get you far.
As Fardy would say, individual
amazing.
Badges, yeah, individual badges are the most important thing. Anyway, on to QO. Connor, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how you boys are going. Obviously, a lot of new signings. You ended up bringing in Yoga in goalkeeper, Snake Nizza, who was brilliant for Sapnu, in my opinion. Past AVPL winner in Envy. Damo, obviously, the closest thing to Bruno Fernandes. Aguante, Hide Your Girl. A couple of really good signings. How would you rate the team at the moment?
Yeah, look, it's looking good. We've had a fair few changes from our last AVPL team. I think we've rolled over about 10 players or something like that now. So we had a few of the ones you mentioned sort of before the cross-gen, and then we've had a few after as well. We literally only got, I think, Envy and Stan yesterday. So, it's just now about, I guess, grinding out rivals a bit, trying to find that chemistry. We've got a really good squad depth, though, which is what I wanted to try and do, because I know I myself work at night a fair bit, so my availability is not great. There's a few other boys that, same sort of thing. So we just want to have good squad depth. I think that's key. But yeah, no, we're looking good.
Last season, I'll just briefly mention, 7th in AVPL, ended up going sort of well in finals. You ended up getting young Rex with 18 goals, which is the third highest. Yourself, Senior, would end up coming third in the assist charts with 17 assists. So sort of what is the ambition for this season? Where are you boys targeting?
Look, I think it'd be silly for us to be targeting anywhere but top 4. I think we've definitely got the quality in this team to get top 4. Last season we probably, if you actually look at our results last season, we beat or drew against a lot of the better teams, and the bottom teams we lost to a lot of. We dropped a lot of points against the sort of bottom 4, bottom 5 teams. So I think if we can clean that up a little bit this season, we're a lot more sharp at the back this season. I think we've got Albie and Brush been playing together for a fair while now. They're both unreal. So I think look, we're looking good. And that was the main target for me and Nick, was to try and clean that defense up. We've always been scoring goals, but I think top 4 is realistic, and that's what we'll be aiming for. Yeah,
man. And just one more thing, whether it's a player or sort of a play style, what's been the most impressive at QO at the minute?
I'm going to give a shout out to my keeper here. I think Joga. I played with him a few times on Xbox. I remember he drafted me for a draft once. And he was, he was always a solid keeper, really good presence, good leader, that sort of stuff. But man, he has stepped it up big time. Since he's been brought into this team, when Straz was around in this team, sort of about a month ago now, it was actually his idea to get him. Yeah. And I was kind of he's decent. We were looking at him. We were looking at Poet. I'd never seen Poet play GK before, and as it's turned out, he's turned out to be looking pretty good too. So, but Joga, man, he's been unreal. It's clutched up for us a lot of times. Saved penalties, anticipated one-on-ones. He's playing out too. Plays out really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's impressed me a lot. So hopefully he can keep it up in AVPL, and yeah, I'm looking good.
Yeah. Someone's obviously helped that defense out, like you said. Obviously Mezzi interviewed him earlier, and it was good to get his insight into a lot of things. But definitely a quality keeper. Moving on to CF Hollywood, Akpo, your new team after the Empire. How are you boys going?
Going all right, to be honest. It goes up and down as every new team does, I guess. I think that's facts. It's been the main thing. You obviously have that honeymoon period where everything seems to go right, but I think we're starting to hit not problems, but the natural times where you're not playing to the same level, but we'll hopefully get through it just fine.
It's sort of like a mix of, if you will, Sapnu and the Empire. I see CF Hollywood. Obviously, Sapnu finishing second last season. Empire finishing 6th. But then you've gained players like Bo in centre back and Adensky, a great goalkeeper, Nesta, Marcos, and then you got the attack. So the Mark Naylor, Mike J, trio. It's who sort of is the defensive side that's been doing well? Is it the attack that's been killing it? What's sort of been the most impressive?
I think with the front three that you get with Mark, Ryan, and Mike, you're always going to see goals. I think it's just been the team as a whole gelling. That's been doing really well. I think our play's gotten a lot more like sharp in transition, just being able to make more opportunities for the front three to do their thing. That's gone really well for us.
Obviously, at Sapnu, when I was there, played with those three boys, and they just were a bit fucking broken. But
Yeah,
nevertheless,
exactly.
it'll be a scarier trio to be defending, especially in AVPL. Just one more question: what's the ambition, man? Is it to win the whole thing? Are you taking it game by game? Where are we targeting?
I think it's natural to want to win the whole thing, but at this stage, just taking it game by game and seeing how far we go is always the main target with a new team.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Nesta will finally get his long-awaited AVPL badge.
Yeah, but away from Empire, that'd be heartbreaking for him.
Heartbreaking, but bittersweet at the same
Exactly.
time. OG, wanted to talk a little bit about Ozone, man. Obviously, you boys didn't play in AVPL Season 16, the only team here that didn't commit. However, you're back. How are you boys going at the minute?
Yeah, man, we're doing all right. I mean, like the boys are mentioning, it's pretty much the only thing that is the same is the name from last season or the season before. Everything else has changed, so it's pretty much a new team. But yeah, when I got approached by the boys from Ozone and they sort of put the offer on the table, I thought, why not bring another team to the website? The boys are doing all right. We've had our changes, we've had our ups and downs. I mean, we've had players who will jump in and say, I want to sign, I want a trial, and then they're really just dropping in for the night, but they want a spot, and then after that they're like, I'm not really keen. So we've had a few challenges, but we've picked up a few big signings for us in the last week with Niazi, and we only just finished a loan deal yesterday for Quality Outfits JC, his centre back. So, we're looking good, man. The confidence is there. We played tonight. The boys were gelling well. We put up a good fight against some of the bigger teams. But yeah, like later said, I'm not really measuring too much of our success on rivals, just trying to focus on the chemistry and go from there.
Yeah, man. Just important to know too, I know it's a little different team, but season 15, Ozone ended up finishing third with plus 23 goal difference, only to lose to Zuri in the prelims. It's obviously a team that you were at that time, fundamentally a part of, sorry. And now you've put your hand up and taken the club under your wing. Obviously, is the ambition nowadays to do what you did in season 15? Is it a little less? Is it a little more?
Look, if we can do what we did in season 15, it'll be amazing. But to be honest with you, our realistic goal is to make finals. If we can make finals, then it's sort of just taking it game by game from there. But yeah, at this stage, we just want to make that top 8. We want to push into finals, and then obviously game by game from there, just put up a fight and see where it takes us from that point.
I just want to note the players that you've signed, Cedric and Ibaz, who are just both ex-Empire players. One of the originals had Lazrazaz, which was Chombiska. Then you got the J-Boats, DBT, Brycey, who's improved as of late. Who's sort of been the most impressive signing, man?
Look, man, it's hard to put it down, so I've kind of split it between two players. I mean, just quickly mentioning, Brycey has really stepped up in right back and has really improved over the last week. So
I heard he's got a starting spot now.
he does. So he's a bit of a surprise package for the other team, and we'll see how that goes. It'll either go good or bad. But the sort of the standout players, I've put it between the Boutros and Niazi. Niazi's always been quality on the website, and he's really stepped up for us. He's really made a huge difference to our attack and made us look a lot more dangerous. And then obviously bringing Boutros from Div 2, the kid's just got a whole lot of confidence. I spoke about it in Mezzi's podcast. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care who he's playing against. He just steps up, does his thing, and he's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to pass, and he's vocal. He talks. He demands the ball, calls the play. So yeah, it's between Niazi and Boutros. But yeah, Niazi prefers to be called Giroud, by the way. So
The best striker in London, honestly. Nevertheless, last but not least, Mr. Big Dom from Missouri. Just quickly, wanted to note a couple impressive stats from last season. Obviously, first place with 73 points out of 96, 23 wins out of 32, 4 points higher than second place Sapnu. Obviously, had gone on to beat Diablo, did the impossible, and finally sort of stopped their run. How are you boys going at the minute, man?
We're doing well. We've gotten our form back. Weeks ago, we were fucking dreadful, man. We
Yeah.
couldn't keep a clean sheet. We couldn't win in rivals. I know rivals are just like, it's like a piss take. AVPL is where it's at. But we couldn't link up. We couldn't win in rivals. Everyone was sharding. It was a bad look. But recently in rivals, we've been doing well. Everyone's starting to be happy again. So we're looking forward to the AVPL season. And yeah, that's it. Like we've been doing well.
Dom, just quickly, man. I was at one of my mates' club in Div 5, and I was just having a fuck around, and I ended up looking up and seeing that we matched up with Azuri. I'm thinking, what the fuck? What's the whole go there? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know, something about the club being cursed or some shit. I'm not too sure.
Facts.
We've all been there.
We start that shit.
Obviously, jumping into Foot Wizards a bit more now. I did want to sort of mention again, last season, it's just so impressive what a team you had from defense to attack. Obviously, you'd come first in the defender clean sheets. Snitch would come second. Then you'd have Meb, who'd come first with 24 clean sheets out of 32. VH with 22 assists, which was the equal highest. Then you'd have Fiasek, which was the highest goals, 23. It's just an unbelievable team, man. It's a dumb question, but what is the ambition?
Well, obviously the ambition is to win AVPL. We don't hop on the game to lose. Like, we always say, like, what's the point of hopping on the game just to lose? Like, it's just a waste of time. So we want to make sure we try and win AVPL. We got quality all over the pitch. We keep the most clean sheets. We have been for the last 3 seasons. We usually have the best attack as well. But as I said, recently in rivals, we have been doing well, but weeks ago we were doing very bad. So anything can happen. We obviously want to win AVPL. And yeah, like just quality all over the pitch. I don't really know who could beat us, to be honest.
Ozone tonight.
What was the score? What was the score in that game?
2-0.
Yeah, let's just move on from that.
Yeah. Obviously, who knows? We'll see if they can do the three-peat, something that's not been done by anyone except for Diablo. And just lastly, bro, obviously you've gained Fardy Monk, who was one of my best favorite left backs at Sapnu. You brought Jules back, which was an interesting situation. Who's been the most impressive signing, or who's just been most impressive in general?
Well, I don't know, to be honest. Most impressive player? I don't know, man. That's tough. Like, so many players on this team are very good, and it's hard to, stand out because everyone's always playing consistently well. So, I don't know. Best player, probably Meb. He always makes big saves. He did tonight as well. But besides Meb, we'll take an outfield player. I don't know, man. I'd probably say Vich. He's very class and calm. He does very well. He's actually surprising how good he is. So, yeah, hopefully he can be in top form for AVPL. He's definitely the best player in the attack right now.
Yeah,
Ulti-goated as well.
Ulti-goated. Yeah. The whole team.
Quality players everywhere, but it's very tough to, state an individual.
Everyone's so good.
Like I said, unbelievable team. Obviously lost to Ozone Wolves, so Ozone Wolves are the GOATs now. Just mention that. But before we sort of move on to the prediction, Mezzi, I wanted to bring you back. You'd just spoken to Poet about Razzlers. Obviously, we don't have anyone from Razzlers in here at the minute. Just sort of what's your take on the EGN Cross Cup winners? How do you think that was fair?
I mean, like their team that they've brought together compared to season 16's honestly insane. Season 16 they were good, but I don't know if they were like at the level that they are now. I feel like that they've brought in some decent players. And not only just brought in decent players, they've just picked up their form and just really kind of, looking to make their presence known.
Yeah, I think
Where
you
they
mentioned-
finish,
Sorry, Mazzy.
I suppose that's going to wait up until AVPL. I don't know how they've been doing in rivals. But yeah, I reckon they'll do pretty well.
They'll come good.
Yeah, I think last season it was 8th place for Razzlers. Just nicked the finals. I think they will do a step better than that. A lot better, actually. But who knows?
When you got Rick, Tony, Bambi, and Oz in that team.
Deadly
I
Sar too, just joined.
Yeah, mainly those guys, but they'll come good. No,
controversy already.
No, come on now. Come on now. No, they'll come good now. I know they haven't been the most impressive in rivals, but you just know when you got those guys, you can't really look into rivals at all. It's just they're gonna come good. You just know.
Yeah, who knows? I think past AVPL seasons they've sort of struggled a little, but I think this season will be one of their best ones. Also, Classic Esport. I've just got news that they sort of joined, then they folded, then they joined. Anyone have a take on them?
Who's that?
Will go well.
Go well.
They got a couple of very good players in that team, I reckon.
Yeah.
Tavari, man, I rate him as a player.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
Morning capping, he's good.
There was someone else. There was another attacker in that team that was pretty good too.
Yeah, I literally.
Chief Bill.
Let's not go there. Is it Clutch? Is Clutch in there now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I actually I won't spoil anything, but I've got them, thereabouts. So.
Oh, should be interesting to see. But yeah, I'll just make a note. Mr. Tank Evans in goals, who I think is a really underrated keeper. You've got Chief Bill in defence, who, take the piss all you want, I think is fucking a pretty good defender, in my opinion. Shiraz and Bex, 2 top blokes. Then you got Sammy Boy, who was a team of the season last season. Clutch, like you said. And just before we go into prediction, I just did want to mention there was 4 other teams. After Hours, Imperium, Titan Esports, and Chevres. Anyone have an opinion? Without being too controversial, please.
I've got on note to say that from Chevres, I reckon Clutters is going to be one of the next big keepers. Guy's insane. I see him in rivals making fucking 10 saves a game against CF Hollywood. I see him making 6 saves here, 8 saves there. Dude's insane, but he doesn't get on the game all that much. If he kind of commits and kind of plays, I think he can really kind of come around.
Yeah, push up. I did sort of like Carney, and he's fucking 200 plus common posts. He did sort of allude to the fact that any boys from Div 2 pushing up to Div 1, you got to respect the courage and bravery for them doing it. And I do genuinely wish sort of those 4 teams all the best. And I think they will make the comp pretty tough. I don't think any game will be an easy game. But anyway, we're going on to the predictions now. Here is where we can see a little controversy, especially with Laterborough, I reckon. You know what? Fuck it. We'll start with Laterborough. Mate, give us your top 8. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. So 8th, I've got Classic Esports.
In 8th? Okay.
Yeah. Just think they're a tidy little team.
Yeah.
They're annoying to verse as well. I can imagine them being causing problems, especially in AVPL.
Not so much rivals, but team.
Yeah, just not just Bo. Yeah, just as my prediction is based on how I think they're going to do AVPL. I don't really care too much about rivals. Again, you've seen it year after year. People who do good in rivals doesn't really translate, into AVPL. I just think they're going to just be a pain in the ass to verse, and I think they'll scrape in.
Yeah, like the West Tigers, a pretty bad team, but
yeah, look, I don't support rugby league. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
7th, I've got FFA.
FFA.
The only reason why I haven't got them high is just a lot of changes, a lot of Cessna stuff leaving and good players leaving. So I don't know. I haven't got too much of every time we verse them too. They're still a very good team, and Alex will have them all sorted. So definitely think they'll
still make
challenge
100%.
Yeah, I think they'll make finals. I think when you got that much experience against a lot of newer teams,
yeah, exactly.
I think come AVPL, they're gonna definitely come good.
6th place.
6th place. So hang on, one sec. I've got Laz was up. No, I've got them 5th, so they can't be 6th.
You're reading off Nuggets notes later.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Jeez, who have I? Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put quality outfits up.
I knew that was coming.
But they originally weren't in my top 8. I just want to clarify this. They weren't in my top 8, but Nuggets buckled and not completely missed the team. So, actually, who's my 9th? Yeah, quality outfits are my 9th. So I'll just put them up 1. So move everyone up 1.
So you're predicting, hold on, you're predicting QO won't make the finals.
I wasn't until, but I just,
yeah, you were.
I don't know.
That's ambitious.
That's all right.
I just think they've got a couple good players. Brash, they've got Nick Ladd. Connor, I've played with an Ozone, and I just think he's very good, very underrated. But then, they just got bucklers.
I don't know. Similar to the Generals last season.
I don't be too harsh. I don't be too harsh, but I just
be harsh. We like it harsh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Connor.
I don't
name and shame, buddy. Come on.
Player by player. I just don't have a lot of confidence.
Back your.
No, I am. I just I like Nick Ladd and stuff like that. So I don't want to come off too thing, but I just think player by player, there's just a lot of players. But I think under press, I just know they're going to buckle. Yeah. So and that defense on paper, I guess looks good, but I don't know. A lot of them have me good for a couple FIFAs now, so I don't know. I'm being honest, so I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So not trying to be a prick or anything, but yeah, that's just what I think.
Indeed. 5th place later.
5th place, I got Lazarus, and obviously I'm putting us in the top 4. So they're obviously a very good team. So it's not like 5th or they definitely could push our top 4. I wouldn't be surprised if they do make the top 4. But, very good team. I just, again, I don't know. I definitely could make the top 4. So there's not, so 4th, I've got us.
Generals?
It would have been
to 4th, you reckon?
Well, a lot of changes in the team. And, asking the boys, one of the things before I asked them too, what went wrong. And there was just a lot of fighting, just a lot of players clashing. Those players that were clashing are now gone from the team. And again, I can't really judge too much what happened then, but I was going to say I've played with a lot of good teams, and just judging what's happened now. If you asked me this 3 days ago, probably wouldn't have put us. But in the past 2 days, you see how everyone's clicking and how we're playing. I just think we've got a very solid team, and we're going to come good come AVPL. I just know it.
Mm-hmm.
3rd, I got Razzles again. If you just straight after that last comp we played, I don't know what it was called. But if you just judge straight after that comp, I probably would have had them maybe higher up. But I think they're going to come good. I think come AVPL, I think they're going to start killing it. And I definitely think they'll be in the top 4.
They're a good team, aren't they? Top 2, man.
Everyone at Hollywood, I think everyone knows this already. They're all my best mates, through EGL, just in general, I guess. I'm close with nearly every single one of those players. So, and I know them, so I know that they're gonna come good as well in AVPL. But I think just because Azuri have just been there for years, and also again, I've been playing most of this FIFA with them as well. I just think they're gonna come first. Azuri will come first. So I've got Hollywood in second.
Yeah, and Hollywood second.
Just because it's such a new team to Hollywood, I think, and I don't think there'll be much points between them. I think not even more than 5 points. But I think just going to have this couple clutch wins just from the longevity of the whole team playing together at Azuri. And as I said, rivals you can't judge on. They're going to come good.
When the experience comes in.
Exactly, yeah.
Azuri is sort of the go-to.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just, that's what AVPL is all about.
We'll move on to Big Dom. I want to hear Big Dom straight out. From 8th to 1st, man, where are you predicting?
Oh, shit, wait, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Hang on. Shit, it's tough. I'm going to have to just go with Classic Esports number 8 then.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Esports, not really too sure who they have. But it doesn't really seem like there's any teams that look at The main teams here, we got Generals, Play Nation, Laz Razaz, CF Hollywood, Razlaz, Azuri, QO. So I'm just going to have to give that 8 spot to Classic Esports. And then now I'll talk about the teams that I do know of. I'm going to give 7th. I'm going to have to give 7th right now. I'm going to give it to Play Nation now. It's tough. They have a quality team, but I feel as if they've they've lost some good players, man. Like they lost like Sesto, and I feel as if like their chemistry might be a little bit lower than what it is. I mean, well, what it was. So I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go them 7th for now. Then 6th is gonna have to be the Generals. They also lost a bunch of players. I'm not gonna lie. Their team was looking stronger last season. I feel as if their team looks a little bit weaker now. So,
Dom, just quickly, what is your opinion on Laterbrad left wing?
left wing later, bro. Yeah, I'm not too sure about.
You're my favorite, Don. Honestly, you're just so good at
I
this
don't
game.
fucking comment on that. His main position centre back. So
Yeah.
he can improve all the that's 6th right now. And then moving on 5th, I'll take the quality banter, quality outfits. I'll put them 5th. They've got a strong attack. The defense is kind of weaker. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like trying to be rude. I feel as if that's the main thing about QO. They have a decent attack, but their defense just usually lets them down. They get like pressured and then they'll buckle, like little things like that. And that's the most important thing in AVPL is to, withstand the pressure. Make sure you play consistently well.
Do you think the new signings like Yoga and Snake Nizza will have an impact?
Well, I think Yoga will. He's a solid goalkeeper. I don't even know who they had last season as goalkeeper, to be fair. But
he's in the call. I'll give you.
Oh yeah, was he? I don't even know.
They had the one that you missed the penalty against, bro. How can you forget?
My bad. Yeah, Snake Nizza. I don't even know. Can I comment on him? I don't even know, man. He's like no beef or anything. I don't know if the guy's good or not. So I'm gonna comment on that.
Each to their own.
Yeah, no comment. Number 4. Shit, it's tough. I'm gonna go with the boys, the Golden Black, Les Rosas. The thing about them, they have a quality attack. They actually have a very good attack. I feel as if their defense and their mid might not be as strong. But their defense has definitely improved from last season. They've got some quality players, Sesto. They've got LG, and they got yourself, you madman. So their defense is looking decent. They can definitely get like 2nd or 3rd even. Like it's very tough to predict, each position. But yeah, I'll take them 4th for now. And then 3rd, I'll take Razzlers. That's tough. They could get 2nd. They definitely can fight for 1st place, but I'll take them 3rd. They got Poet, who he's on Meb's level. He's very class. And then, yeah, they've got quality attack right now. I feel as if their chemistry is like they're a team. They're a solid team. They're all good mates. I feel as if their chemistry is going to be good, and that's the most important thing in AVPL is how strong your chemistry is. You can't have a team of players that aren't willing to communicate with each other, that don't link up with each other. The vibes aren't there. So I feel as if Razzlers can definitely contend for a title.
Mm-hmm.
And then no bias to my Zuri lads, but I will take CF Hollywood 2nd. Like I know it might sound biased, but
you're allowed to be biased.
It's confident, bro.
You guys got the bigger winners. Say it.
I know, but we've done it for. We made AVPL Grand Final 3 seasons in a row, so it's just we gotta respect greatness, and I feel as if we just gotta respect that until Azuri show that we can't do it. Then I believe you gotta really show them respect, show us respect. So I gotta put Azuri number 1 and Hollywood. They're a class team. Their attack is great. They have a crazy attack. They have a solid mid, solid defense. I feel as if, no disrespect, I feel as if their defense is the weakest part of the team. But overall, their attack and mid, it's very strong. So they can definitely win a title. They can definitely win the title. If it's not us, I'd say it's them.
Yeah.
So.
The new signing of Fardy too. I know people are going to be shocked with him at DM, but Fardy, he's going to surprise a lot of people how good he's at DM. A very good signing.
Is Fardy playing DM, Big Dom?
I'm not too sure.
No, for Hollywood.
What? Fardy Hollywood?
Yeah, he's transferred over.
Oh, sorry. Breaking news. Fardy's joined CF Hollywood.
Yeah, overall, great team.
Interesting, man. Yeah. Great predictions. Again, 1st and 2nd place going to Azuri and CF Hollywood. Also, just something to note. No one's put Ozone in top 8. So I just wanted to get the manager of Ozone, OG, give us your thoughts, man.
That's all right, man. Things like that motivate us to do better. So we won't talk too much in here, but we'll see when it comes down to AVPL. I think a few of the teams are flying a lot higher than what they're capable of. So we'll see how they go.
Actions speak louder than words, and we'll see. Akpo, top 8, buddy.
Okay, so I'll start with 8th. I'll probably put Ozone in, to be honest.
Thank you.
The peer pressure.
I think you've got the right people around. You've got a lot of experienced heads in that team that have all played AVPL. So I think
you will make sure to drill them.
Yeah, exactly. I think Boutros is one of the players that, if he gets firing under the right setup, he'll always do something very good. We trialed them at Empire at one stage. Just wasn't the right fit for us, but yeah, definitely in the right setup, he'll do a lot with Niasi.
Yeah, exactly.
I think above them will probably be Play Nation. As everyone's been saying,
everyone's been 7th place, FFA.
A few players, a few experienced heads there that aren't there anymore, but you still obviously get the quality and the experience that no one can deny.
Yeah.
Above them, QO, but it's neck and neck between them and the Generals right now. I think the only thing that with QO is that there is a lot of new faces in that team, and they've got to gel very quickly, like with every team with a lot of new signings. But I could see them, going from anywhere between like 4th to 8th. To be honest, they're a big question mark. But if they turn up, they'll obviously be very hard to beat.
Great team on lineup, sort of on paper.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what team will show up in finals.
You can't deny the ability.
That's probably a better way to word it than what I did.
Connor, Envy,
yeah,
you
just all over them, in my opinion.
Sorry.
No sorries here. Sorry, Akpo, as you were.
Above them, I'll put the Generals in 5th, so not in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I want a refund.
I think it depends if Ladybra and Nugsy and everyone in that team can play as well as they can. Like,
Andy, tell me how good I am.
Yeah, actually, I was just gonna say. Obviously, Ladybra a lot better than I do. How good is he at attack? And Nugsy too. Sorry, yeah.
No, they're okay.
Just okay.
Yeah, bro. Fighting's a better DM than you, bro. Nice.
I think it's just going to be a matter of whether they can get the ball to the attack. To be honest, I feel with the Generals, they're always going to be a hard team to beat defensively. That's the thing. So it's just a matter of whether they can get their attack firing as well as it can be. Let's put it that way.
Top 4, bro.
We'll surprise.
I'll put Razzlers in 4th. I think they're a very good team, and I think that all the players around that squad are very good. But it's just going to be a matter of whether they can get that lineup playing as well as it can. I think obviously Tony, Osric, Aaron, Madrid, they're all elite players on the website. But
not to mention Aaron too. Yeah, just signed.
Yep, but it's just little tweaks for them before I see them pushing for the top 3 personally. And 3rd, I'd probably put us.
Wow. Yeah, that sort of breaks the norm of 1st and 2nd. You boys going 3rd. You reckon?
I mean, we could definitely push for 2nd. I don't think that's outside our ability. It's just a matter of whether we can keep the longevity across the season. We've got a pretty small roster, all things considered right now. Yeah, it's just a matter of whether we can get everyone firing at the level and on form like we want it to be. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Laz in 2nd. They probably only edge in my prediction because of how long they've played together. A lot of the team is pretty set in stone. They've only got a few signings here and there just to bolster what's already been working very well for them over the past few seasons. And then, obviously the quality of Aziri you can't deny.
So that's that. You've obviously put Classic Esports won't be in the top 8 according to Yakbo.
It was honestly a toss up between them and Ozone. I haven't seen.
Yeah, it'll be a close one, sort of.
Yeah, but I definitely think it'll be a very close one. It's going to be.
Can I ask Andy a question? Andy, what's the main reason do you think that Classic isn't going to make the top 8?
I was prepared. No, I just think that it's a very young team. A lot of there's a good mix of experience, but I do worry about whether they've got the leadership in the team. To be honest, I think that
that's fair. That's fair.
They're a solid team. Obviously, I've played with Sammy Boy. He's been very, very good next to me in CDM.
Sammy's
So
good.
it's just a matter of, as I said, whether they can get the quality on paper into chemistry and like whether they can bring that ability into the clutch games where you've really got to have everyone stepping up to the level.
Yeah. Later, bro, he's answered you perfectly.
Yeah, look, I'll accept it. That's good.
Sorry, I did want to mention sort of the controversial, the QO. Not obviously where Laterborough put you boys, but Connor yourself, where would you rate sort of the top 8? Where are you predicting, man?
Yeah, look, it's a bit difficult. I think after like the top 5 or 6 teams, the quality drops off a little bit. But yeah, like, it's AVPL, anything can happen. Like, we've played the game long enough now.
Yeah, what I'm interested is do you reckon Generals will miss?
No, I've got them in there. I've had to reevaluate it. I've actually got the West Tigers in 9th place.
Yeah, I'm out.
Cheers.
Really controversial.
So look, I've got Ozone in 8th. Obviously, team I got a bit of a soft spot for because we've got a couple of our players, JC and obviously Homer Squid, Cedric are there. So I'm hoping they do well. They've had a few decent results in rivals, so hoping Seb can get those boys on to a few wins and into the 8. Yeah, I think they've made a few good signings, and there's a few players there that have sort of been around for a while now that have got a bit of experience that, can win them some games and whatnot, pick up a few results. So, and like I said, I think the quality really drops off a bit. So, I think, that they should be thereabouts. I do have Play Nation missing the 8 though. Sorry, Mezzy. So, just a bit of I don't know, a few too many new faces for me. So
that's a bit ambitious for me, mate. I got to be honest.
Yeah. No, I respect that because they surprise me every season. So if they make it up, look, I won't be surprised, but I just haven't got yours. I've got the Generals in 7th. I just think when I look at their team, all I'm seeing is defenders, all over the place. So look, I've got a lot of respect for a lot of those boys. I played with them a fair bit. So another team I've got a bit of a soft spot for. So
I can definitely see them getting sort of the silver clean sheet, silver glove. Up there with
won
that.
A gold.
Could be the classic 0-0-11 formation. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. Or 11-0-0. But look, I think with them, I don't know if he's making any more signings or not later, but how many of you got on the roster at the moment? 12? So
we are, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the reasons too I put us so high is we are. I can't say anything right now, but we are making some signings. Also, attack, just judge. I know, like for example, me and Nugget, normally we are defenders, skids as well, but with me and Nugget, also you got to keep in fact that without tooting our own horns, we're also very, very good at foot. And So, I mean, I play defense not because it's the only position I can play. I know it's my best position, but like a lot of it's not like you chucking up random centre backs who aren't good in attack, into attack.
Yeah,
we all know definitely what we're doing, and we're sweaty as fuck too.
Yeah. No, look, I'll be interested to see it, but still I can't have his any higher at the moment.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Continuing, so this was probably one of my surprises. So I've actually got Classic Esports in 6th. I think I don't know. I think there's some very good players in that team. I really do,
likewise.
And I think there's enough in there compared to some of the other teams that again can get them a few results. Some of the players I mentioned earlier, your Clutch, Tavari, Sammy Boy is pretty good.
Good defense.
Tank Evans is a very, very underrated keeper. I think he's very good. Shiraz is a good fullback. I don't know. I think there's enough there that they can be thereabouts in that top 8, sort of bottom half. All right, what are we going on to? 5th. Yeah, I got Lazrazaz. I think.
Wow.
Just missing top 4.
Yeah, I've got them 5th, but again, I think that 3rd to 5th sort of thing could seriously go anyway. Like it's on a knife edge. But I think Razaz, last season, I don't even think I had these in my top 8 last season, and my God, you surprised the shit out of me. So, and a lot of other people. I think I remember Serb was telling me actually before the season, he said they'll make top 4 100%, and he was right.
Interesting.
So take a bit of credit for that, but I got his 5th. I think same thing again. Quality team. I've got us in 4th.
Yep.
I think some of the facts again I mentioned before, like we've strengthened our defense a lot. Snake Niz has been, one of the best CBs around for a while now, in my opinion, for the people that don't know him. But you've got Brusher as well. Stan's proven he can play CB at a pretty good level. I'm stoked we've got him.
Yoga too, great guy.
Yeah, Yoga's. We've spoke about Yoga. He's unreal. So I think, but for us, it's all about our attack. So we just got to keep banging them in and hoping we don't have to do too much at the back. But yeah, I think again we'll be thereabouts.
Yeah,
we've got good squad depth that even if we're missing players, we can still have a quality team on. So
yeah,
I think we'll be thereabouts. I've got Hollywood in third, which again could be a little bit controversial, but I just think they're lacking defenders at the moment. Like all the quality in the world going forward, obviously, like that attack will blow any team off the park. But I just think defensively at the moment, you got 11 players on the roster. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but yeah, and Marcos is one of those defenders too. We've got to remember. So shout out Marcos. He's a good bloke, Marcos.
Best defender in the team, Marcos.
Yeah. I like Marcos. He's a good bloke. So
is he?
Yeah, but I've got them in third. I think, like obviously, they'll be one of those teams that'll end up, with scoring probably the highest four, but probably not that. Probably a few more than they'd like against. So
Bo's very good, but I'll say
I rate him.
And Judy is a much better centre back than he's a.
Is Judy playing DM or centre back?
Centre back. He's a very good centre back. But I've played him for a long time too. Like he's a lot better than he's a fullback. He's a good fullback too, but I'm just saying he's
centre back.
Much better.
No, I mean, you look at the team. Like obviously, Andy, insane. And then you kind of just go forward from there. Like, we had that Geordie Brio guy. He scored a double against us, I think, the other night. He was playing like right wing back or something, I think. So, And then obviously my good mate Mike J, Naylor, Nageti I played with in the draft. I didn't realize actually how good he was. Like, obviously I don't play foot, so it was really the first time I'd seen him, like really him in clubs. Like played with him. So, they'll obviously be up there. But
they'll be up there.
I've got Razzles in second. Again, I think one of those teams that can, they could be fifth, they could be second. You just don't really know which way it's going to go. But yeah, they've made a few really good signings. And I think their defensive record, if I'm not mistaken, in the cross-gen, they only conceded like 2 goals all comp or something.
Goals.
So,
Nezzy was mentioning that, I think in his podcast, just an absolutely insane defense.
Yeah. So, and I mean, Bambi, like, I still can't believe Bambi, how good he is now. Like, I remember we used to play with him on Xbox. I think his gamer tag was like not for foot or something, and he was insane then. But like now he's and then obviously they've made a few good signings going forward too. Like Rick, I played with the Dozone, great bloke, great player. Aaron's a big signing if he plays how he used to. So I think they're going to be one of those teams, sort of second to fifth, but I've got them in second, and then I've just got to go with the Zuri on top. I think the stability factor, which Dom sort of spoke about before, like, they've been there last couple of seasons. Their team isn't, I don't even know if it's changed at all, really, has it? It looks like it's virtually the same besides Fardy. So you can't really go.
Hollywood.
Yeah, Fardy went.
Oh, right, okay, there you go. But yeah, it looks pretty much identical. So I think, you can't really go against that. You got to sort of stay with the stability there, and they're going to be up there. So
I will ask you this, Connor. How do you reckon it'll be sort of a one-horse race, Azuri, just being a big gap, or do you think it'll be close?
No, I think it's definitely going to be close. I think I really realistically think like the teams I've got 1 to 5 could honestly finish anywhere. Like I really do. I think rivals is rivals and that, but there's been a few sort of 11v11 games that have gone either way, and I think AVPL is different, obviously, but I really think that could go anyway in that 1 to 5 sort of area. You got to run with the Zuri on top. I think it's a safe bet. So,
Big Dom will be very happy.
Yeah, I'd love a finals matchup against them though for the old Eberle household rivalry. That's always one to get up for. So,
yeah. Dom, does Meb talk about his his infamous brother a bit?
Bro, Meb talks about QO all the time. He always says like, "Oh, they're QO, they're gonna beat us." And all that. He actually can't stand QO. So QO, they're a scary team for us. Meb just jinx it all the time. So
It's good fun. It's good fun, I must admit. Like this, and you can often hear them fucking yelling through each other's mics across the house. So it's good fun.
I wanted to go on to Mezzi. Mezzi, I know you're on mute now, but if you could just unmute.
Hello.
Top 8, brother. I know it'll be interesting to see if you think where FFA will finish. I think I'm really interested to hear.
Okay, so first point is it's very interesting how low everyone is rating FFA.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay.
Second point I'm going to make is that I've actually changed my lineup. I had it kind of written out, but I've now listened to you guys. I've kind of actually.
He's been.
Oh no!
I haven't done mine yet, Mezzi.
All right, so number 8, I'm going to go Ozone. I reckon Ozone have a good mix of like the youth and a good mix of experience. I was mentioning it to Ogie on my podcast. It's a really good job what he's kind of done with them. Niazi and Butros, them two in attack, just like honestly, I think they're very underrated, both of them. Definitely could really go a long way. Number 7, I'm going to get fucking shit on for this. Number 7, I'm putting the Generals.
Great minds think alike.
Look, I think it's a great team, and it always has been. It's been one of the long-standing teams for the longest time. But like FFA, they've also gone a change as well. And I do rate Nugsy and I do rate Later. However, I don't know if that's kind of like the depth in attack that they need in terms of compared to previous seasons, with all due respect. And then 6, I'm going to put FFA, and that's probably me being biased. I think we've got a lot of players that fight for the badge. And I think once the chemistry really gels together, I think we can do things. Compared to the squad that we had last season, if we could have brought that into this season, I generally thought we could have been top.
How big a loss do you think Sesto is?
He was a leader.
You guys sort of replaced him, or
what's losing him at FFA has been a major loss. And it's nothing to diss against the FFA boys. But Sesto was one of those people that was able to lead from the back. And, he would let you know, like, what he thinks. And, like, he would, like, let his defense know where they need to be. He's quality. And it's a big pickup for Laz. In 5th, I'm going to go QO. I think squad depth looks pretty insane. Whether they can push top 4. I think my 2nd to 5th, I think, is pretty close. I think, where it kind of ends up is, as the boys mentioned, it's pretty much AVPL. You can't really judge of rivals. It kind of matters who turns up on the night and kind of who performs. That's pretty much it. So in 4th, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put Lazarus as. I actually had them 3rd originally. I've pushed them down because I think that they have great squad depth overall, and they've picked up none other than Madman. But I just I don't know. It's very close between 5th and 2nd. I think it can go anyway. I think that's probably going to be the closest it's been for a while.
Alluding to what Connor, I think, was mentioning, 5th to 2nd will be a really close sort of race.
100%.
Yeah, it'd be really good to have sports bet on this one. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then 3rd, I've changed this from 2nd. CF Hollywood going to be 3rd. Insane team. All around, just absolutely insane. I don't know what they're doing in terms of squad depth. I don't know if they're making more signings. I think Akpo and Naylor put together an absolutely insane team. You got Bo and GG obviously in the back there, and just quality up front. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to make more signings. If they do make more signings, then definitely can push for the 2nd place. So then 2nd place, I'm going to put Razzlers. Razzler's definitely improving on last season. I think everyone knows compared to the Cross-Gen Cup, they're on another level now. And then, as Connor said, I think the safe bet's to go Azuri first. I think if I was to put money on it, I think that's where I make my money too,
We're gambling men.
Just quality all around. You can list the entire roster and it's just quality. Just position.
I'll ask you the same thing that I asked before. One-legged race, sort of Azuri going on and pushing on to be sort of double-digit points ahead of second, or do you
No,
think
definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely, I think they could be a couple points ahead in terms of maybe like 4 or 5 points ahead. But no, definitely not a double digit. I don't think it's going to be at the point where we're kind of seeing that domination from Missouri. I think everyone knows Missouri's past. They've been around since the start of FIFA 20, and every season they've been in the finals, and winning 2 and losing the 3rd to Missouri. So yeah, definitely Missouri are a good squad. So I think they're going to be first.
And last but not least, maybe we'll see a little. It'll be interesting to see actually what Ogie says regarding his own team and sort of Missouri after tonight's rivals. Ogie, give us your thoughts.
It's been good sitting and listening to what everyone has to say. I mean, I won't go on too much about every single team. I think the boys have done a good job at sort of breaking down the strengths and weaknesses of most of the teams. For me, in 8th place, I've got Play Nation. I think that obviously a whole new team there. You can't really ever write them off in the top 8, in my opinion. They've been around on the website for too long. They've got, as one of the boys mentioned, leadership is quite important. They've got a good leader in that squad. They know what they're doing, and I think they'll make the top 8, possibly even higher. But yeah, definitely, I've got them in 8th. For me, 7th, I've got a bit of a surprise. I've got Classic in 7th spot. Like Connor said, I think that there's a lot of boys in that team that have got a lot of quality. If they can get the right leadership and the right guidance happening there, they can definitely challenge. I mean, like you said, Sammy Boy, team of the season last year. Definitely a team to look out for. I think they're going to surprise a lot, and they may even place higher. 6th place for me, I have us. I've got Ozone in 6th place. I think that a lot of the boys are underestimating us, which is good. I think
to be the underdogs.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to be an underdog. I like some of the comments and some of the confidence that's floating around. It's always good to hear. But yeah, I think we'll play 6. I think I've got the depth that I need now. I've got the boys all on the same page. And I think that when we're at our peak and when we're doing things properly, I mean, obviously not measuring off rivals, but I think we'll challenge a lot of teams. And yeah, I think we'll hit that sweet spot. That 6th spot is sort of where I see us placing. 5th for me, I've got Lazraz. I got a really soft spot for those boys. That's obviously a team that I started off with back in Div 2.
Ended up winning Div 2 with them.
That's right. I know a lot of the boys in that team. Cold Case, Zadie, obviously can't look past Kano. And then you've got Golduso there as well, and a few of the other boys all leading the team. So obviously picking up Sesto and a few other quality players. I think that anywhere between 5th and 2nd, like most of the boys said, is going to be a very hard race to call. But I've got Lazraz sitting in that 5th spot, and I wish him well. For me, 4th place, I've got Razzlers. I think a lot of the boys are placing him quite very high in the comp. Yeah, there's a lot of good players in that team, and there's a lot of they've obviously come a long way. But I think that at the same time, coming into AVPL, I think that going back to my comment that I said earlier, they may think that they're a lot better than what they may actually be, and I think that's going to come to show when it comes to AVPL. So I've got them in 4th place, but it could be anywhere from 4th to 2nd. For me, 3rd is QO. I've got a soft spot for those boys. I think they'll place definitely in the top 4. I see them placing in 3rd, possibly even in 2nd. It was very hard for me to choose between QO and Hollywood. But I've got QO in 3rd place. I don't even need to bang on about the team. We've heard enough already that all the signings they've picked up with Envy and everyone else. I mean, I think if they can settle Damo in that cam role and they can sort of get him to relax a little bit, they'll do well.
Oji, just quickly, I think we know where you're alluding to now. Generals missing out on finals.
Yeah, I don't see them making top 8.
For 2 seasons in a row, you reckon they won't do it again?
Yeah, no, I don't think that they will. I think that.
Well, he's had to put his own team in there, so I understand. You can't not leave your own team out. And plus, if you're going to go by roster, I get it. Like, but yeah, as I said, it's
Look,
not.
and going off what I said, I'll elaborate on it. It's not one of those things where it's being disrespectful or trying to cause any sort of beef. I just think, for me personally, we're going off each of our own opinions. Looking at that roster, I don't know what some of those players are capable of because I haven't seen them in those positions that they're playing. So I mean, I could very well look very stupid here and they end up making top 4, top 3, or even top 5. I mean, it's hard to tell, but I haven't seen those players in those positions, so I can't really go and comment. I'm only commenting based on where I've seen players play and how I've seen them perform.
Yeah, that's why I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's right.
If I wasn't playing for General, that I didn't know what I knew, then I would have probably struggled, especially they missed out last season too. I would have not put them. I'm surprised a lot of people did put us in top 8.
Yeah,
but my only thing was when I put them so high is because I guess I've got the insight on it and I know.
Well, you've seen it, yeah, that's right. I mean, whereas me, I haven't seen it, I don't know, but I think that they will definitely prove me wrong and they will make the top 8. But my current opinion is that they won't. But yeah, going off that QO3, for me, I've got Azuri in second. I don't think that.
That's a change.
Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna get the top spot this season. I think that there's too much confidence there, and I think they undermine a lot of the teams on the website, and I think those teams are going to come out and surprise them. So I think for me, they're second, and I've got the boys Hollywood in the top spot.
Do you reckon it'll be close, or you
think it'll be
Azuri will
close.
completely capitulate?
I think it'll be a few points in it. I don't think that anybody's going to run away with the top spot. But I think the boys at Hollywood will take that top spot. There's a lot of firepower there, and I think there's good balance. I mean, look, I respect everything that Azuri's done over the last few AVPLs, but I think now it's sort of come to the point where there's a lot of confidence, rightfully so, but I think that there's not enough focus on the other teams that are up and coming. I think there's just a lot of I don't know how to put it. They just undermine a lot of the other teams. They demand respect, but I don't think they show it to a lot of the other teams. So I think that might be why they come second. And yeah, I think Hollywood first. So that's my top 8.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I think a lot of us here will be tuning into Big Dom's Azuri versus OG's Ozone when time comes. I think that'll be an interesting one. So that's the top 8. Just quickly, I wanted to get into a couple more just quick fire questions. First of all, I'll just go straight to Big Dom. Grand final prediction. Who are you predicting?
Oh, well, obviously Azuri. I'll take Azuri in the grand final. But Azuri to play, it could be either Reslers or CF Hollywood. Literally the only 2 teams. I don't see any other team unless it's an upset. Those are the 2 favorite teams. So
CF Hollywood
or Reslers. I can't actually give you a genuine answer on who it would be because it's too tough. So
exactly
one of those 2 teams.
Akpo, grand final.
Zuri and I want to say us. Hollywood. Yep.
Confident. OG.
I've got QO and Lazraz.
QO and Lazraz.
That's a final to watch.
Mezzi.
I reckon it'll either be it's going to be I reckon Azuri, and then I reckon it'll be between either Hollywood or Lazraz.
Yep. And Connor. Sorry, I think you're last, Connor.
Yeah, look. Obviously, I'm biased, but I'm gonna go us and Azuri purely for the fact that the Everly matchup in a AVPL final. You just can't be criminal for me to say otherwise. So.
Just imagine you hearing in your party chat Meb and Seb sort of yelling at each other.
Yeah, it'd be great. Look, I think the thing is too, like we forget about with the finals is that a lot of it comes down to what side of the draw you finish on.
Exactly.
You can say this all you like, but for some of the grand final predictions now, like we could have, teams that are on the opposite side of the draw, and they potentially can't even meet in the finals. So it really just comes down to the draw and where everyone finishes. So, but yeah, I'm going to say us and Missouri.
Couple of Lazraz predictions, mostly Azuri, also QO a bit. Very interesting. And last but not least, I wanted to get into the stats. This is where I think later, but I would like to hear his name in the first place for Golden Boot. I wonder if anyone will say that. It'll be interesting. Where do we think? Who do you think will be the sort of the two highest for Golden Boot? Big Dom?
Man, it's so tough to predict these things. Like,
yeah, it doesn't have to
it
be
could
sort
be-
of first and second. It can be just who do you think will be up there, the
Yeah,
highest?
I'll give a few names. Like, of course, you got Piatek, you got Zaiti from Lazarus. That man, he's a baller. Like, he's very good at the game. He scores goals. Shout out to him. And then, I guess I could name every Azuri player. OT, maybe Veach. I mean, he plays Cam. Cams don't really get goals. And then Sandow out wide's also a shout. Like any Azuri player, like honestly, we score a lot of goals. But then, you could kick off to Hollywood, who literally have Naylor. He's a guard. They have Nagati, Mike J. Like it's so many players. It's so tough to predict who will get Golden Boot. So any players that I just listed there, like they're top players.
Yeah, Fiasek obviously coming first last season. I think Naylor and Mike J equal third. So Zaiti also second. Your prediction? So yeah, it'll be sort of similar to last season. Mezzi, what do you reckon?
Yeah, like Dom said, it's quite hard to predict like the specific stats. I reckon Fiasek, Naylor, Zaidi. Trying to think who else. Yeah, honestly, there's like I could even say Lays Lockie from QO as well.
Yeah, good shout.
There's a few strikers that could go ahead and get that Golden Boot, I reckon.
OG?
I sort of had two. I've got Reeks and Naylor. I think Reeks sort of always finds himself in the right place at the right time. And obviously you can't look past Naylor, so they're my top two. But I think sort of anyone, if you have a look at some of the Azuri forwards and a few of the other boys that were just mentioned, I think it'll be close. But for me, it's Reeks or Naylor.
Yeah, young Reeks, I think, according to himself, he thinks he's a top 5 attacker on the side. And it'll be interesting.
He's very good now.
He is.
Good. He's improved out of sight.
Back at FFA when I played with him, he was brilliant, and everywhere he's gone, he's sort of shown that on the stats. So yeah, that's a good shout there. Connor,
I've got for the boot. We're just doing boot, yeah.
Yeah, just boot right now.
So I've got Fiasek's got to be thereabouts. Obviously, like Azuri are going to be up there, so they're going to score a lot of goals, and he's going to be on the end of most of them. So I think he's definitely got to be up there. And I've gone for Mike as well. Had to choose one of the Hollywood players very closely, but I think Mike, like when he was at Sapno last season, I don't think he played as many games as the other boys, but his goal record was virtually almost at one a game. I think. I don't know if Andy can correct me there, but I think it was thereabouts.
Yeah, it was there or thereabouts. That's for sure.
So no, I think you got to go Mike. If he plays all the games, he's going to be banging them in. So
yeah,
either of those two.
Akpo, just quickly, does Mike J still sort of want to get off at 9:30 to play Rocket League with Naylor? Is that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, even tonight he was asking for his birthday wish.
Happy birthday!
Get a little Rocket League session.
Yeah.
No, he's still the same old.
Sorry, Akpo, I'll just move on to you straight away.
It's got to be Fiasek, 100%. I think he doesn't get enough credit to be one of the greatest strikers and most efficient attackers out there on the site. I think even at Empire, you obviously had Ryan getting all the praise, but Luke was always quietly going about his business.
Good shout.
So yeah, him and probably either Mike or Mark 11. I think Ryan's happy to settle into a creative role when he's around players around his quality. And obviously that Mark 11's in the form of his life, playing the best FIFA he has on Ultimate Team and in clubs. So it'd be one of those three for the other spot.
Yeah, later, bro. No one's mentioned you. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, look, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'll let it slide. I guess first season they're not going to
Can I just ask ridiculous. Quickly? Where do you think you will be scoring more or assisting more, or sort of do you think you will be up there for either?
I just think I'll just be both. Just yeah. I can see myself being. Yeah, I think I'll be up there for both.
The ball.
Yeah, just both.
The sort of playmaker.
Nah, I don't know. Probably more assisting.
Yeah,
I think I'll be assisting a lot more than I'll be scoring.
And sort of who's your highest for Golden Boot?
I think first. I think first is going to be it's definitely going to be Ryan. I think this season.
First Ryan, yep.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be first this season. I think by quite a fair bit. But then also definitely second, I think will be Fiask.
Just because it's a lot more spread out at Azuri. Like they're all going to get so much goals. It's not just going to be Fias. They're all there's just so many of them that's going to be spread out. It's not just going to be straight to Fias. And I'm going to throw in Jesse just because he's going to be the main man. He's going to be the main. And Jesse, come on, everyone, he's consistent every season. He's going to be good, especially this year. I think you're going to expect the old Jesse to come back. He's definitely started to young man again, which is great to see.
Terrific to see.
And watch out for those roulettes. Right, those roulettes, you are all in trouble.
Big Dom, watch out. I'll just sort of move on and collectively add the next three. I'll actually go to Akpo straight away. Just sort of briefly, who do you reckon for assists, defender clean sheets, and sort of defender and goalkeeper clean sheets are the same, so we'll just sort of make them one. Who do you reckon will top the assists and sort of the clean sheets?
Assists? Oh, I'd probably say Naylor or Harambe or Veach. Sorry.
Yeah,
I think it'd be silly to go
ignore
against. Yeah, ignore them really. Defender clean sheets. Do think Azuri does a lot right in the defensive area. I think that's why they're one of the reasons why they were so good for the last few seasons. So I think those would probably be my answers for those.
Goalkeeper?
Oh, Meb or Jordansky. I think. Jordansky, yeah. I think he's really improved. Even at Empire, he was showing his quality. I don't think he got the credit he deserved. Even
Jordan's very good. Very good.
Playing a different position.
Yeah, I think 13 clean sheets last season, which was about 7th or 6th, but definitely a keeper that's improved, like you said. Mezzi, assists, defender clean sheets, and goalkeeper clean sheets. Who's sort of topping?
Assists, I reckon it's between Veach, Kano, and probably Damo. I'd say probably for assists.
Damo, yep, good shout.
Yep. And then there's obviously no denying the fact that pretty much defensive and goalkeeper clean sheets are going to go to Azuri. But I reckon Razzlers can be up there as well. And probably CF Hollywood.
Who do you think sort of do you reckon Pollard, obviously you mentioned Razzlers, silver or bronze, do you reckon?
It's hard to tell, honestly, because
or even gold, sort of. Yeah, where were we thinking?
Like, as much as I rate him, he's not played in AVPL. I rate the guy to the moon. I think he's going to be the next best keeper. We've not seen him play in AVPL yet, so I can't answer whether he's going to go to silver or bronze. I reckon Adiansky's up there. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, I suppose.
Very interesting. Yeah, Pollard, someone who's everyone's been raving about. It'll be interesting to see if he can sort of back that up and show it. Big Dom. Those three, man.
Well, Dishmaster, obviously can go to anyone. I've got a lot of respect for this guy. I'll give it to Dark and Shadows. A lot of people probably won't think he'd get it, but I'm just going to expect him to pop off. I'm going to expect him to really be a beast for Lazarus as in camps. And hopefully he does well and lives up to my word here. So
I'll make sure to pass it to him.
Clean sheets. Yeah, it's obviously Azuri. We've done it for 3 seasons now, so we've got a strong core at the back, and goalkeeper. Yeah, it's tough to talk about goalkeepers because it's all about the defense, really. Because if the defense is leaking easy chances, the goalkeeper is just not going to save anything. Because penalty shots, shots in the box. You can't really save that shit as a goalkeeper. So but I will take Mep. And then if I were to choose another team, I'd have to go with Razzlers. Poet, he's class goalkeeper. And then they have a solid defense, solid team, solid chemistry. Bambi at the back, solid player. So Razzlers would be my other option.
Yeah, good shouts, man. Sorry, who am I forgetting? OG.
For me, obviously assists. When we talk assists, I always look at Harambe from Azuri. But if it's not Harambe, I'm going to shout out to my own Cam, and I'm going to put Boutros in there.
Big shout, yeah.
Obviously, I want to put a little bit of confidence behind him, and I've seen he's been doing some really good things for us. So if it's not Veach, I'm gonna put a surprise package and go Boutros.
Yeah.
Defense, you can't go past Azuri. but so we'll go with them. If not Azuri, then definitely Razzlers. There is a lot of hype around Poet, and I think you got Bambi there. You can't look past him, and Mods is also another good defender. So I think if not Azuri, then definitely Razzlers. And obviously goalkeepers again, Poet and Meb. So I rate both the guys. Poet's been doing some really good things, and I think he deserves all the support. He's going to be the next big thing on the site. So yeah, my vote's for him.
Later, bro, have I mentioned you?
Nah, not for this one.
Yep, go on.
No, definitely cool. Nah, obviously me for it's no. All right, I'll say Ulti for second.
Yep.
You know, I'm very biased, but Ulti is definitely my boy too. And playing with Azuri for most season, it's either him or Beach for from Azuri, but I think I'm just gonna give it to Ulti. I got a feeling he's gonna have such a good season as well.
You know what, later I want you to give a top 3 for each, because I think you're the king of controversy. I want to hear it.
It's not really something I want to be fucking known for. Top 3. Mark, I think is going to be first. I think he's going to get the first spot. Mark 11.
Yep.
Not good Marcos. Shout. Just want to clarify that. Yeah, Mark 11, I think will get first.
Mark 11.
Ulti second, and
Marcos third.
Marcos third. 100%.
I think it's going to be really hard getting assists from the bench, but he could push for it. You never know. I think Tony.
That's a good shout.
I think Tony again. He's been very good at cam for a couple FIFAs, but I think he's definitely better this FIFA than he's. And plus, a lot of the play does go through Tony as well. So a lot of their goals, I think, is going to come through him. So I mean, he could come first too. But yeah. I was just say top 3 definitely Tons. Yeah,
I feel like Tony's one of those guys that you can't hate. The only thing that I don't like
Tony's
about him is just that he's a Liverpool fan. I really don't like that. But anyway, defenders and goalkeepers.
Azuri going to get. Come on. Or you can be simplified to the other team. Azuri is going to easily
cup it.
Yeah, it's not going to. They're going to, like, the clean sheets wise, the next closest, I don't think he's going to come within 3 or 4. So they're definitely going to top.
Season.
Yeah, they're definitely going to top both defense and obviously goalkeeper. But again, just touching on a goalkeeper too, I think Jordan, outside of Meb, obviously I rate you very highly too. Very biased towards you, my Cypriot.
Thank you.
I think Jordan is the best keeper out of the rest. Because Meb's not even. There's no one even close to Meb. I know I've got a couple of my fellow goalkeepers in here, but he's just. If you want someone in that clutch moment, it's Meb's the best. But I think Jordan is the best out of the rest. And he's only had one season in AVPL, but you're going to say this. He's the most. I think he's the most safe keeper I'd really ever see him do something stupid. You goalkeepers can fucking,
It's interesting.
Have brain farts.
Jordensky or Adensky, whatever you want to call him, he's sort of popped onto the scene, not recently, but he hasn't been there that long.
Yeah.
Sort of just before Power came.
He has been in EGN and AusFIFA for like 7 years, 8 years. But yeah, you mean goalkeeper, yeah?
Yeah, as a goalkeeper more so. Definitely just took upon the Empire role and just didn't have any competition, and that speaks volumes in itself because he obviously had confidence in him. But yeah, good shouts, man. Anything else you want to add?
I'm going to be the best attacker this season, that's all.
Yeah, a bit of silence here.
I think they're just all just nodding their head. You can't see them.
Yeah,
obviously.
It's just common sense.
There's no video chats going on right now. But
I really hope to see you and Nugsy topping these charts.
Nugsy won't do shit.
Nugsy will be shit? Okay.
Yeah, he won't do nothing. It'll all come through me.
Connor, I think you're the lucky last, buddy.
Yeah, just quickly, I want to just ask later, bro, something. Where's Chad? Why is he not on your roster?
Good question.
Chad, honestly, I think the whole thing, he wasn't going to play, but I think the past 2 nights too, we've had people who couldn't make it, and then he's come in and played, and he's played really well.
Yeah, right.
I know to contrary belief, he has started the old man past few faces, but the past 2 nights, he's been really, really good.
I was just curious, he's on the roster.
That credit. Yeah, I think he'll get put in.
The honesty
Yeah.
later.
You think he will? Okay.
Yeah, he will get put in. He will definitely be put in the roster.
Hope
Chad,
so,
unlucky,
because-
mate. You're playing.
All right. So we're going dish first. So look, I think it's hard to go past Harambe, as I still call him, or Veach. I think a lot of the boys have sort of gone on about it already, but I'm still stunned at how good he's become, to be honest. Like, I never thought he'd really be that great of an attacker when I used to play with him, and he was like a centre back of the Generals. Like, I always thought, Snake News will still quote me to this day as saying he's a better centre back than he is attacker. So, but no, like he's turned out unreal. And even when we've had him at Ozone and that sort of stuff when I was there, and he's definitely like top 3, top 5 now. So he'll be up there. And then I've got Naylor as well. I think you've got to have someone from Hollywood there, whether it's Mark, whether it's Naylor. But I think Andy said Naylor will be doing a little bit more facilitating. So I've gone for Naylor. Just can't go past him. So that's my dish. All right, let's go 3. So I've got my 2 I've got here. I've got Dom and Bambi, so Razzlers and Azuri. Like, I think Azuri, obviously, we've spoken about him. Solid units, stable, not many changes. They'll be up there. Razzlers, I think I'm just going on the form from the cross gen, conceding 2 goals, only 2 goals. So obviously something's going right there. Mods is very good now as well, as Serb alluded to. So I think I've got to have Razzlers up there, especially because I've gone to finishing second too. And then since I'm throwing a 3rd in, I think it would be bad. I think it'd be kind of, I contradict myself a little bit if I didn't put the Generals there, considering I said they're a team of defenders. So I think we'll throw the Generals in there.
Oh, I forgot about Kemi. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, he's all right. What's wrong with Kemi?
No, that's what I was saying. Because I just don't think we'll be up there for clean sheets. But Kemi, I was talking about goalkeepers, and I think Jordan and Kemi are the 2 most safe goalkeepers I've played with as well.
Well, it's similar stuff. Like I'm gonna run with the Generals. I think, especially if Chad gets back in, if he can get into a bit of form. I think Jerome and Turk are still very good on their day. So I think I'll run with them as a smoky. I won't put too much pressure on our boys, but I think we'll be thereabouts as well. Rash and Albie and Joga in that. So
it's sort of like they missed out on finals, yet they still came 4th highest for clean sheets. With Kami B ended up getting the bronze glove.
That's good score.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
It's very. I think Kami B especially I think he's always there. It's just not even a question, and that's something that a lot of people ignore. It's something that I referred to in my podcast with Mezzi. He's just a really good goalkeeper, like you said later. Connor, goalkeepers to finish up.
You'd have to go similar. I've got Meb and Poet here. I think Meb's obviously, my good mate Mabele. He's too hard to go past. Been insane for quite a while now. Poet, interesting one there, because he started on I think he was a fullback or a winger or something on an Xbox team in recent times, and when he sort of made the switch, Albie sort of messaged me and said, look into trialing this guy, like he's pretty good, but that was before he was even playing keeper. Now he's a keeper, and we were actually going to pick him up, but we didn't really want to take a punt on him given we hadn't seen him. We just weren't sure if he was any good or not, and we didn't really have much time before cross-gen, so we went with Joga, just a more experienced sort of option. But he's, I've seen him in a few games now. He's been very good, so he's only just started, so he's only going to get better, so I'll throw him in. We doing a 3rd GK too?
We'll do a 3rd GK to finish up.
Yeah, I'll throw Joga in. Again, big season coming from him. Look, you'd be thereabouts too yourself, man. You're insane too. But I'm gonna stick with my boy Joga. I think he's in for a big campaign. So,
nevertheless, I wish you boys the best. Everyone watching too, that's made it. I think we're an hour and 36 in. Sort of everyone that's watched. Respect to everyone here, and I wish them the best too. And nevertheless, enjoy your night, boys, and I hope for a good AVPL.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Likewise. Thanks, boys.
All the best, boys.
We're gonna win.